Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your November reading. My name is Linda. I've already shuffled all the decks that I'm using today and thrown down your spread. This card represents where you are now. This is the challenge you face, the resources you can use. This is the hidden forces, potential outcome. Two aces there. And then we're going to take one rune here for insight on what is the spiritual lesson in your current situation. All right. Okay, this is beautiful. This is a really nice reading. So what I'm seeing here in your spread, Sagittarius, is that at this time, you have two aces here on the bottom line, and the rune that we've pulled is Wunjo, which represents joy. So what I'm seeing here is that you might be in a moment where you might be feeling a little bit frustrated with a particular relationship that you're in, and it doesn't have to be a romantic one. The Six of Cups here could talk about early childhood. It could talk about a friendship, a sibling. It could be a soulmate energy. But what I'm seeing is because this card is in the position of the challenge that you face, and this is where you are now, I feel like you're having this moment where you might be kind of feeling a bit of resistance towards a certain person. Could be a family member. For some of you, you might be actually like visiting family or visiting your past, like in some way, like maybe even physically. You might actually have gone traveling to another country to go and visit friends and family that you might not have seen for a while. And for some of you that might be challenging, for some of you it's really beautiful. But because the Queen of Swords is here, I'm getting this feeling like something about it is a little bit challenging. I heard the word treacherous there. I'm going to look that up in the dictionary. I don't feel that's for everyone. That's a very specific word and a very strong. Wait, just let me Google it. Treacherous. Means prone to betrayal. Give me a second. I don't know if I've spelled that right. Oh, there we go. So treacherous means guilty of or involving betrayal or deception. So maybe you're dealing with a person that you haven't seen for a while, whether it's a family member or a friend, but someone that you have a strong connection with, and maybe it feels a bit awkward or weird at first because there is maybe some past experience with them where there was maybe a betrayal or a deception, and it hasn't necessarily been spoken of or cleared. That's a specific message. I don't feel like that's for everyone. That's just one thing that I'm picking up on here in this reading. What else is here? Well, it's like, I mean, it's interesting because the cards are actually all really positive and uplifting and bright and happy and loving energies. But I just picked up on something there that has this quality of being a little bit resistant or a bit like there's a tentativeness about approaching a person or having to come in contact with someone who you might not have seen for a while because there was some kind of previous interaction with them that maybe didn't feel good and you haven't seen them or spoken to them about it since. So that's one energy that's here in this reading. But the rest of what I'm seeing here is a lot of love, a lot of there's like a reunion energy here with the Six of Cups. But I guess why I'm picking up on that is because the Six of Cups in the reading is actually in the position of what challenges you. So even though they're all beautiful cards, there's something about that placement of that card, particularly in this reading, which makes it feel like there's something challenging or upsetting or something that around this reunion or around this meeting that is a little bit challenging to deal with. I heard hard pill to swallow. So that's for someone there. There's someone dealing with a person that they haven't seen for a while that they're having to have contact with now, or that they're choosing to have contact with now, which might feel a bit uncomfortable because there's some things from the past that are unspoken. That's what I'm getting as well with the Eight of Wands in reverse. So the Eight of Wands in reverse is in the position of the reading that talks about what are the resources you can use. So it's kind of giving a little bit of advice there about the action to take. So the Eight of Wands in reverse, it could talk about going back to the, like, because it's in the upright position, it's a card about swift communication, networking, information, data, synchronicities, swift action, moving forward, all those kinds of things, right? So in the reverse, in the context of resources you can use, how I would interpret this is that maybe it's about communicating something from the past, right? So maybe it's about going back over something that happened and bringing it to the surface so that the energy can be cleared. That's one interpretation. Another way I could read the Eight of Wands in reverse is maybe it is about actually being protective of your own energy. Like I'm not necessarily the person who's promoting the idea of like dredging up something from the past. If it's something you'd rather not work with or deal with, or have to, if it's a can of worms that you don't want to open up, especially if you don't feel that necessarily it will go well, like if the person that you're dealing with isn't necessarily the kind of person that is maybe as emotionally intelligent as you, or has a sort of particular type of drive towards personal development or healing or forgiveness or evolution or any of those things, it may or may not bode well to actually try to return to that conversation or try to restore a relationship that maybe is better left in the past, you know? What else is here with the Eight of Wands in reverse? It could be saying be patient. Be patient with yourself, be patient with this particular person or this energy or this situation, if that's relevant. It could also indicate here with the Eight of Wands in reverse that you might be on the brink of a breakthrough here with this energy, especially if what we're talking about is relevant for you in terms of having to come in contact with an energy from your past that maybe has some unspoken things that have been left for some period of time. It could be that this reunion is actually going to be very healing, and the bottom line would actually very much indicate that there is the possibility here for potentially a new beginning with someone. It could also indicate that there could be a massive healing and a forgiveness, because you have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles along with the rune that is about joy, and I'll read that out to you in a minute. But I do feel like there is a possibility here for some pretty major healing, for a restoration if that's what you want. Yeah, there is a lot of potential new beginning here with these two aces being spoken about. And maybe the Queen of Swords is here in this energy because it's about, maybe you've been a little bit stoic and reserved and a little withdrawn or detached from this person, partly because of a physical distance, but maybe also just emotionally you've been protecting yourself. So it could be that the energy coming in now is one that will help reignite your fondness or your sweetness or your like sentimentality or love or nostalgia for the person that we're talking about here, and that could really help to break down some of the walls that you might have built up around you and around your heart with regards to this person. I do feel like there's forgiveness coming in, especially with the Ace of Cups in the reading here. I love the Ace of Cups in this deck. It's so pretty and sweet with the hummingbird there and the cup just like overflowing, the flower above it. It does feel like a very transcendent energy. It does feel like it has the potential to kind of absolve or wipe away any transgressions of the past and just bring in a time of love, unconditional love, openness, gentleness, forgiveness. And that is a very, very beautiful and very healing energy. And this card is coming in the position of what are the hidden forces. So for some people, maybe this reunion is actually something that you didn't expect. Maybe you've come across someone either online or in person that you never expected to see again. And in that moment of seeing each other, there's actually like a spark or a fondness that is returning that you maybe had forgotten about because you were perhaps clutching on to some hurt or pain or disappointment or energy of betrayal or deceit that hadn't been broached or talked about or cleared. So yeah, these two aces on the bottom line are giving a very positive energy to potentially a new start with this person, even if it's not about actually entering into like a new type of relationship with them. It's just, it feels like there's a clearing that happens that creates a lot of space and openness that enables you to like have a different heart energy than you have had. And whether or not it's about opening up a new era or a new chapter or a new relationship with the person itself, it enables you to realize that maybe your heart was a little bit stymied or stunted and closed down, and you were holding back a little bit in that area. And this clearance maybe helps you then just simply be open in general, which might then create the possibility of a new person coming in. Maybe not the same person, but a new person. Alright, so I want to take a look at the rune here, and I'm going to read the interpretation to you from my notes. So Wunjo is called joy. It says here, joy, comfort, pleasure, fellowship, harmony, prosperity, ecstasy, glory, spiritual reward, success, and recognition of worth. Now, if it's in the reverse position, it's not, but I'm going to just read that interpretation to you too, because depending on where you are in this reading, it might actually help just trigger something that makes you realize what you need to do in the situation. So in the reverse position, it says stultification, sorrow, strife, alienation, delirium, intoxication, possession by higher forces, impractical enthusiasm, and frenzy. So yeah, if it's in the reverse position, it could be suggesting that you are on the brink, like I said, of a kind of healing here that maybe was unexpected. And it could be being triggered by a person from your past that is showing up, that you maybe are running into either unexpectedly or by deliberate design. So Sagittarius, I'm going to check over here, but I feel like I've covered everything in this spread. Just give me a second here. Yeah, this Queen of Swords here in the position of where you are now, I do feel like there are some things that you have maybe been holding on to that need to be communicated around this time, and that's going to give you a big release of energy that will help you feel a lightening of your load, and will make you also feel a little bit more open to new possibilities. Alright Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.